just you hold off on.
Don't show all
until you know what you need to do.
Yep.
And Kenny understands when a moment is clutch and when he needs to just really bring it.
Yep, exactly. And now, obviously, we're going to get to see some Rob DDD action. Now, earlier in the tournament, Ribs was able to edge out Kenny the first time, but the first time these guys faced off, when it was Rob versus DDD, he actually won only because the time ran out, and he was only up by 8%. So it was a very, very, very close game the first time they faced off. And I'm going to assume it's going to be a very close game once again.
So do you think that we're going to see Kenny play a little bit more aggressively here because he doesn't want to get another timeout, and
Correct.
he knows that he should be able to edge out the win?
I would definitely agree with that. I definitely think that's a high possibility that we'll be seeing something along those lines. I don't think he wants to see a situation where he gets timed out again. He wants to see a situation where he either loses by losing his stocks or, obviously go for the win.
Yeah. So we see Kenny. He's just going for those Gordos. He's trying to get up some percent. Just kind of get himself some space. Get himself some time to think. And really, we're seeing Ribs. He's tossing out lasers, but he's mostly just responding to Kenny's movement.
Yeah, he's trying to just kind of like zone and just like see if Kenny makes a mistake, kind of like that, like waiting to capitalize, like a short hop right into an up smash opportunity because he's going to hit landing like the second he hits the floor. So that's basically what he's waiting for.
Yep. Ribs has been going for a lot of these grabs, and he's never really seeming to capitalize. Okay, he capitalized off of that one. He got that one.
You were like, oh, you smart little guy, you. No, but I definitely agree with you. There's some times where he gets a grab, he kind of gets his hit, and then he doesn't really go for a follow-up. He just kind of just wants to see what you do, and then he's trying to capitalize off of your mistakes. But then other times like that, he's going to follow up on you really quick and go for an immediate attack, whether it may be a back air or an up air in this case, after he does a down throw.
So we're seeing Kenny. He's kind of playing from behind. I mean, Ribs is in a very good spot right now.
Definitely. I mean, he's up by a stock. And he almost teched it, and then is he going to make it back? No.
No, there's no way.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Even with whatever form of DI is in this game now.
He tried to actually tech the ledge right there.
It looked like he got it
and it looked like he did. But
he teched the first Gordo that hit him.
Yeah, but I think the other attack hit him, and then he didn't tech it the second time. So it would have required 2 techs, which would be incredibly advanced. And that would have been very difficult for him to do. But, unfortunately, he's going to get taken out there. But he's still alive, up by over, 70 or so percent.
And now I have to say, I haven't been terribly impressed with Kenny's edge guarding this game. Yeah. He's really just giving Ribs a free ride back.
Yeah. He's kind of having a lot of trouble. And the thing is, in regards of, Smash, all the other Smash games, N64, Melee, and Brawl, the ledge mechanics were so different. Because the game is new, if a player really isn't used to how the ledge mechanics work against certain players, most of the time they're probably just going to take it safe.
True. Now, do you know how much experience Ribs has with Smash 4? I know that Kenny played a bit of 3DS, but not a ton.
Ribs, because we hang out all the time, because we always used to play Gears together. So for Smash 4, he's been playing a lot for the 3DS. Plays against Vinny a lot, plays against a lot of other, pretty big players. Ante came over to my house for a little while.
Ooh, nice.
And we were hanging out, so he got some games against him. So he's been definitely, leveling up in the lab a little bit, I would say, trying to, get better. And that right there,
nasty.
What he did right there was very smart. He forced DDD off the ledge, let him come back to the ledge, and then set up the down smash right when he grabbed the ledge the second time because he didn't have the invincibility anymore. So all that was just a mind game to a setup.
And I think that is the effect of that experience that you were talking about. Ribs. I can't decide. Are we going? We're going for the fist. Are we going? Ribs just has that experience. He knows how to kind of react. And also, I feel like he's got a pretty good read on Kenny's, not just his play, but his mentality. Yeah, I think he knows what Kenny's habits are. He's starting to figure out how Kenny reacts in certain scenarios.
Yeah, a lot of other people, myself included, when they played against Kenny today, the Gordos kind of just took them by storm, and if they didn't know how to counter it, it was kind of really tough.
Yeah.
Ribs is in a situation where he has 2 different properties that he could use to counter the Gordos, whether it be his dreidel or it be his lasers. On top of that, his reads are very good, and he has a character that also has a very, very good get back, so he's not afraid to be off the stage if he need be. Whereas with other characters in the game, you really want to stay on the stage as much as physically possible.
I think another thing that we're seeing is that Ribs is really maneuvering in the air really well. DDD very slow, very bulky. Whereas Rob's a little bit more nimble, a little clunky at times, but he makes up for that with his speed and his ability to just really toss out heavy hits while in the air and on the ground. And we're definitely seeing, he throws out the back air, throws out the down air. Oh.
Wow, that was really
That was
smooth.
close,
That was
yeah.
so smooth. Just his movement in general looks, really, really solid. And right there, he was doing the same thing as before. He actually was forcing him to grab the ledge and then come off the ledge right away.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to have that invincibility again. So he's really trying to get Kenny out of his comfort zone by abusing the ledge mechanics of Smash 4 and, using that innovation to his advantage.
But at the same time, we saw Kenny kind of realizing what was happening, and he went just high and then came down. Didn't work out that well for him,
Yeah.
but hey, he didn't die.
It was a different mix-up so that he, one, didn't die, and two, didn't get abused on the ledge. He got back to the stage, but the landing lag from his up B, he got punched a little bit, but nowhere near as much as it would have been if he was off
If
stage.
he had lost his stock.
Exactly. Of course. Couldn't agree more. But yeah, things definitely looking very good for Ribs right here. It seems like on pretty much all of his Smash matches that I've been watching, just like when he plays Gears, he's been really learning on the fly. So he's able to figure out, it takes him a little while, but he figures out what you're doing. And once he adapts, it gets comfortable, and he's able to zone you, that's when he's going to be a real problem.
And that's exactly what he's doing right here. He's feeling out where Kenny's going to go. He's feeling out what's going on. He's doing a little bit of zoning with his lasers, but really he's just figuring out when he's going to go in, when he's going to go on the aggressive.
Yeah. And Ribs was talking to me before how he thinks a very advanced tactic is, just using empty hops sometimes. Just kind of sometimes, hopping around, not having the intention to get in your opponent's face, but just, mess around with him, get really close, see what he does. What's his option when I come close? What's his option if I would have done this?
Reminds me of back in the day, PC Chris going in.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes he goes, runs up smash. Sometimes he goes and just dashes right back.
Yep.
It's the same concept. It's tossing up your options so that your opponent doesn't know what to expect.
Yep, exactly. It's basically a mixture of different types of guerrilla warfare, pretty much.
Now, Kenny is playing at one stock deficit now, but this also because now he's at a low percent, he's got a little bit more freedom, he can play a little bit more risky, but at the same time, there we go, goes in for a grab, doesn't get it.
Yep.
Doesn't get the throw, but
The thing he's got to be careful right here is because Rob at 144%, that rage mode is activated. So at over 100%, he's going to be dealing out more damage. So every time DDD makes a mistake and Rob hits him, he's going to suffer more damage than he normally would. So he's got to keep that in mind if he's going to try to bring this back.
Right now, yeah, the same thing. Okay, there we go. Kenny does get that grab. Tosses out Gordo to zone.
Ribs purposely, spacing out the jet fuel a little bit so that he doesn't get taken advantage of that right there. But he's just playing this very, very, very smart. Dodging the Gordo, throwing up the dreidel, catching it back on the way down, then getting ready to throw, then not even throwing it, just using it to pretty much just scare him a little bit and then see if he makes a mistake. And now Ribs in a really good position and in control of the ledge. But
there we go.
To get that stock. And at 113, DDD's rage mode is fully activated. The question is how much damage can you put out?
Now, I was going to say we're going to see Kenny play a little bit more conservatively, but at the same time, in some of his other matches today, Kenny's just gone in. Ooh, but that's going to be it.
And with the dreidel right there to the right, Kenny didn't really have anywhere to go in that situation, so he's going to get caught off guard, unfortunately.
And that's exactly what we were talking about, Ribs figuring out how to space out his opponent, how to force them to play in his zone, and just bring them out of their comfort zone.
Yep, and that's exactly what he did. That's one of the first times all day that I ever saw Kenny in a slightly uncomfortable situation. And Rob definitely one of the a very